There's nothing quite like picking fresh chilies you've grown yourself. And the best part is, it's easier than you think. In this video, I'm going to show you the full journey from how to sow the seeds and growing plants bursting with hundreds of delicious tasting chilies. Take a look at this, guys. This has really surprised me this year. What a crop this is. The great thing about this is I'm going to show you exactly what I did to achieve results like this. And it's very simple and it's very easy. There's a few things which I've learned on the way, which I'm going to share with you. And if you follow exactly what I show you in this video, you will also end up with a bumper crop like this. The first thing you may have noticed is that I've used these pots, and these are called root trainers, instead of standard pots like this. In the past, I have sown chilies in pots like this, but this year I thought, let me sow them in pots which are quite long in length, because what I've noticed with chili roots is they like to go down instead of around the pot. You can see in this video the roots have developed excellent and they're actually going down in direction instead of around the pot. You can see that it's produced a real good root structure and there's plenty of space in the pot for the roots to grow and develop. However, if you haven't got these root trainers, use standard pots, but what I would recommend is make sure that they're quite deep. Right, so what did I do to achieve chilies like this? Well, first and foremost, it's very important that you use good quality compost. Don't be tempted to buy cheap compost and expect great results. I've done that in the past and it just hasn't worked out. So it's in your interest to invest a bit more in good quality compost for your seed sowing. Second, it's important to buy good quality seeds. Again, it's very tempting to buy seeds which are cheap as possible. I've found that in the past where I've done that, the seeds haven't germinated or the quality of the seeds haven't been good. Invest in high quality seeds and that will give you great returns in the future. The seed sowing method is actually very easy and I'll show you how I've done that. Because I've invested in good quality seeds, none of these are rotten, they don't look damaged, and they look real healthy. And these chilies here were grown from this packet. One top tip I can give you is seed selection. So even though you buy good quality seeds, if you can, only sow the biggest seeds you have available. What I found in the past is using bigger seeds generally produces bigger plants, and then in return, you're getting a lot more crop. I've already prepared my pots here. What I would recommend is once you've filled your pots up with compost, use your finger and just create a couple of holes like this. What you're doing here is actually creating space for the seed to sit in, so it positions itself and nestles itself nicely into the compost, and when you water it, the seed isn't going to move about. Next, take one seed at a time and just drop it into the cavity that you've just created. And that hole that I've created is about a centimeter or centimeter and a half deep. You don't have to be very accurate, and make sure they're not too deep because these seeds are small. These seeds will need light and heat to germinate. You can leave them on your windowsill, on a sunny windowsill where there is at least about 4 or 5 hours worth of sunlight, and that will give it the heat and it will give it the light that the seeds need to germinate. Once they're in, the next thing you want to do is cover your seeds. You can just use the soil around the seeds, just make sure that they are covered, like so. So the seeds have been covered now with compost. If you feel like you need to add a bit more compost, then go ahead and do that. But just make sure that there's not too much of a thick layer on top, because these seeds are small. They don't need to be too deep in the compost. In about 2 to 3 weeks, your seeds will start to germinate, and this is what they will look like. What you're seeing here is actually about 4 weeks worth of growth, but I did see the seeds come up within about 3 weeks. I kept these well watered and I kept them in a sunny location, and you can see that there's 100% germination success rate. All of the seeds germinated using the methods that I've shown you in this video. They look nice and healthy. In this video, you can see that the plants have made excellent progress. This was about 6 to 7 weeks after seed sowing, but you can see how amazing they've grown, and they've made excellent progress in terms of the development. Again, I kept them well watered, I kept them in a sunny location, and I made sure there was plenty of heat for them to grow in. At this stage, the plants were ready to be planted into the ground. Before I planted them, I added some fish blood and bone fertilizer to the soil just to give them the nutrients they need to develop further. And the planting process is actually very easy. Just make sure you dig a hole that's deep enough for the plant and just position them in. What you may need to do as they develop further is add some canes or support for the plant. You will need to grow these in a sunny location where they're getting approximately 6 hours worth of sunlight each day. And from about June onwards, you will start to see your chilies. Here's a top tip. The more chilies you pick, the more your plants will produce. Now, you might be wondering what I'm going to do with all these chilies. Well, here's another great tip. Chilies freeze really well. So I'm going to freeze all these, and then this will last me at least about 10 months, maybe even a year. I mean, I've still got a lot more chilies growing on the plants. This is not even the total crop. So you can grow as much as you like because they do freeze really well. Finally, don't forget to label your chilies. Let me know in the comment section what you think of these. If you enjoyed today's video, please subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and share this video with your friends and family. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.